Hello and welcome to the second Remembrall Readathon video about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Or as I prefer to call it, when are we getting a multi-season comedy drama TV series about Hogwarts-era marauders and the Prisoner of Azkaban? Now don't forget to be following along with everyone's discussions and thoughts as they reread the series in the Twitter tag Remembrall Readathon, and subscribe to this channel to keep up with these videos if you want to see my annoying Gouge face a couple times a week for the rest of the summer. And maybe you don't, and I don't blame you. Now on to the marauder feels. First, I have so many questions about animagi. Animagi? Magi? Animaguses? Who even knows? The biggest debate though, do you get to choose what you transform into, or does it just kind of happen? Is it thrust upon you? I mean, what if there's an animal that you really hate, or you're really scared of, or you're allergic to, and you turn into that? Like, if I turned into a cat or a spider, would I just like self-combust? And while we're talking about magical creatures, we know that muggles can't see dementors, but can they see other magical creatures? Like, can they physically see vampires or ghosts or people? And you know, I'm really bothered by all the stuff about sentient, non-human magical creatures not being afforded the same rights as humans. And you can tell Lupin is too, of course. You know, like, I love how he focuses so heavily on teaching magical creatures. I mean, he's kind of a much better care of magical creatures professor than Hagrid is that year. And I think of it kind of like closeted professors who not so surreptitiously focus on LGBTQA issues in their classes. Ah, Lupin. I feel you so hard, man. Alright, we gotta stop before my Lupin feels take over. Let's head on over to the Room of Ruminations. So here's another adult reality check. When Hagrid is over drinking after finding out about the hearing for Buckbeak, Hermione is the one who says, "I think you've had enough, Hagrid," and pours out his drink. The idea of a 13-year-old taking care of a drunken adult just doesn't sit well with me. Now, I do truly love Lupin as a teacher, but taking a step back for a second, it is kind of messed up to make a bunch of 13-year-olds confront their worst fears in front of each other, even if they aren't real. How cute is Sirius there? How could he be the Grim? Look at him! Look at him! You don't look at a face like that and think I'm gonna die. Well, maybe die of cuteness. Real talk though, the #1 spell from Harry Potter that I probably want in my life is that impervious charm on my glasses for rainy days. Things I love about the books that you never see in movies. The tiny ongoing background details, like Ron throwing a crocodile heart across the room into Malfoy's face. If you had skipped one sentence in the book, you would have never known that happened, and there are so many things like that. Let's talk about the Hogwarts professor's drinking preferences. A gillyweed for Professor McGonagall. Professor Flitwick adorably orders a Shirley Temple, not called a Shirley Temple by name in the book, of course, presumably because the Wizarding World didn't have any child performers that they exploited like adults. And Hagrid straight up orders 4 pints of mead at once. Good lad. Just straight up, he knows what he needs. Not gonna waste any time. Give me 4 on the table at once. Drinks them all at once too, just like, you know who else can get 4-pint glasses? You can! Get the HPA's pack of 4-pint glasses and you too can drink like Hagrid. Please drink responsibly. I recommend taking a leaf out of Professor Flitwick's book and just putting Shirley Temples in those pint glasses. Lupin says that all of the staff were informed about him being a werewolf, so what is Professor Trelawney playing at Christmas dinner when she's like, "Oh, where's Professor Lupin?" and talking about him being ill in front of all of the students? That just doesn't seem very professional, Professor. How did Professor Lupin end up looking in Mr. Filch's filing cabinet for that Bogart that he found? Do you think perhaps he was looking through Mr. Filch's filing cabinets to find the Marauder's map? In chapter 13, Harry sticks his wand down his shirt so he'll have it with him during the Quidditch match. How the heck is a wand supposed to stay in a shirt? I'm just standing. He was flying on a broomstick. Honestly, the robes and the pockets and the lack of pockets in this universe confuse me so much. That dream Harry has towards the end of chapter 13 when he's walking through the forest, very similar to something that happens in Deathly Hallows. Alright, so Snape's behavior is really starting to stick out to me. He's talking to Harry like a peer that he despises, not like an adult to a child. Honestly, it's really disturbing and pathetic. The best line in all Wolfstar shippers' hearts, Lupin walked to Black's side and embraced him. And the worst line, like a brother. Why did they not make Peter transform again into a rat and conjure up like a stainless steel cage that he couldn't then transform back into a man in so he couldn't escape, instead of the opposite, where no matter what they, like, tied him up in, he could have transformed into a tiny thing and slithered away, which is what happened. And why did Lupin forget to take his potion that night? Oh, I mean, I know it was an unusual night and he was stressed out, but he's usually so responsible, and if he'd just taken the potion, so many of things would have been better. Oh, and you know that he feels that guilt. You know he woke up the next morning and he just felt so bad and like he ruined everyone's lives and he's out of a job. Oh, Lupin. Why do all the Marauders' lives suck so much? And here's another question. Why didn't Dumbledore just say, yo, Hermione, can I borrow that time turner? As a grown-up professional wizard who came up with the plan, I gotta go fix some things. Now you children, rest here in the hospital wing. Be back in a jiffy. Or at least tell them straight up what the plan is instead of speaking in code. I mean, why was that necessary? Dumbledore. Okay, so having completed Prisoner of Azkaban, we are up by another 12 sassy points in the sass count. Harry Potter's getting sassier by the day, especially at the beginning with Aunt Marge. So much sass. Now it's time for a little visit to the Owlry. Going back to the animagus discussion at the beginning, we got a tweet here from Anna that says, but what happens if an animagus gets eaten by an animal? Can you transform out of it? Now, unless it's maybe a snake swallowing you whole, I think you probably got dismembered a bit being eaten, but it's still an interesting thing to think about nonetheless. I would love to hear all of your thoughts on animagi down in the comments. Got one more thing in the Owlry though. We actually got a video response from Amanda Finlaw over at Fandom Matters, talking about the sort of fandom celebrity culture between Gilderoy Lockhart and Hermione Granger in Chamber of Secrets. Go check that out, give her a subscribe and a like and some comments. And of course, feel free to make your own videos, write your own blog posts. Just put them all in the Remembrall Readathon hashtag so we can all find them and enjoy them together as we all reread the series. And there's a shirt you can buy that's Azkaban themed. Azkaban Books Club. It's about banned books, challenge books. Looks really cool. There's a skull on it, which is my second favorite decoration to add to any design. My first favorite being lightning bolts. Well, I think I've about exhausted interesting topics, so I'm gonna go now. I will see you soon to discuss the first part of Goblet of Fire. Until then, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Thank you for watching, and happy reading.
This book is so awesome. I can do anything. This book is so awesome. I am the